All right, so let's talk about making a contour line drawing. I have my sketchbook. I have a variety of pencils. I have an HB, a 4B, and the General's Layout. I don't have a 2B pencil, but you probably also have a 2B. I have a eraser, and the object that I'm choosing to draw is going to be this ceramic bird that I found in the Fleischer Drawing Studio. Set it over here so that you can see it. Now what I want to do is start off with the hardest lead pencil that I have, which is going to be this HB, because I want my first drawing, my first sketch of it, to be very light and faint. And it's going to be a very light gesture drawing, basically. I'm getting the general shapes down in place. I'm filling out the entire page. And this is where I'm doing that exercise where I'm kind of just warming up, right? There are no wrong marks. I'm just putting down all the marks, and as I refine them, kind of finding those curves where they are more accurate. So I'm just taking my time, putting in very, very light marks. And as I make this gesture drawing, I'm refining and refining and refining until I get to that point where I feel like there are a few marks that I would like to put into place that look like they are pretty accurate. And I would think maybe right around here. That's looking pretty good. Around this curve right here. And I start to really define these shapes a little bit more by finding those areas and refining the line. So now my lines are really a lot more deliberate. And if there are too many marks that I've made that are in the way, especially some dark ones that are maybe not as accurate as I would like for them to be, I can just use the eraser, erase them out of the way. Now I think I'd like to refine the lines even more, so I'm going to switch from the HB pencil to a softer lead like a 4B, so I can create even some richer, darker, fine lines. Notice that I'm leaving behind a few of the gestural lines because they really help to kind of activate the drawing and energize it. But I'm erasing some of the extraneous lines around those light areas where I want the lines to be kind of light and delicate. Now I want to talk a little bit more about these lines that I'm creating. It's something that I call the undulating line. So you're going to use the weight of your hand, the pressure that you're putting on the page, to create a line of different weight. So if I made a line of a similar weight, it would look like this. But if I press down harder in certain areas and lighten up, press down harder again and lighten up, you can see how the weight of the line starts to change, and it starts to give these shapes kind of some depth and some movement that one solid line doesn't necessarily have. So practice this as you're creating your contour lines. Again, it's pushing down harder for the darker areas, lifting up for the lighter lines, and pushing down again for those darker lines. You can have some fun making some of these undulating lines. If you want to go a little bit darker, you can switch the General's Layout pencil. This is the darkest one that you have in your kit, and you can go back and refine even more with some rich dark areas if you'd like to with the drawing that you're creating.